Uh, Hello everyone, myself Adarsh Agrawal. This is a video presentation of this is a video explaining my presentation on the topic HTML and HTML5 for my web engineering presentation. Now let us start. First of all, well, let us go over the definition of HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, which is literally the standard language for creating web pages. All the pages you see across your web consist of HTML for structuring. HTML makes up for the structure, the bone skeleton of the web pages, and which is covered by flashes or styling called CSS, and whose functioning is defined by JavaScript called JS for short. Okay, first of all, what is HTML? HTML is a markup language that is uses tag to structure content, not a programming language. It's platform independent, and browser interpret HTML to identify the document structure and decide the appearance of the elements. Okay, some notable features includes like multimedia features like image and videos, or allow hyperlink to connect to other document and sections. Okay, now what are the objectives of HTML? It creates, save and view a HTML document, format a web page using section heading text, describe ordered and unordered list, create tables, explain graphics in HTML document, describe hyperlinks and making text or image links, etc. Now let's have a brief overview over history of HTML. In 1991, Tim Berners-Lee invents an 18-tag structure language called HTML. In 1993, HTML 1.0 was released, which was the standard beginning of creating web pages. Okay, so in 1991, only the structure of 18-tag language was defined. In 1993, the actual web page creation was started. In 1995, additional new features were added to HTML 1.0, creating HTML 2.0. In 1997, HTML 3.2 was introduced, which added the web designing features. In 1999, strict HTML 4.01 is adopted, which offers strict transitional and frameset variations. In 2014, HTML5 is released, which includes semantic element, multimedia support, enhanced API. We are currently using HTML5. HTML tools. To run an HTML program, we need two things. First is an HTML editor in which we can create HTML and documents and save them. There are two types of editor: text-based and visual editors. Visual editors, example Netscape Composer. For text-based editor like Notepad. Web browser. We need a web browser to run the HTML code and test the HTML documents. It converts HTML file into text, image, and multimedia. Example: Chrome, Internet Explorer, Netscape, etc. Software must be installed on user's computer. Now let us have a comparison on the basic version of HTML and the current HTML5 version. As you can see, the shebang length type HTML is shortened in HTML5, while in HTML version you have to write the whole W3C link to the HTML document to tell this is an HTML document. Okay, you can also see some other information like meta tag is changed, meta name, and here meta HTTP equivalent type. Okay, there is not major difference in basic syntax, but overall features, multiple features are added on, which we will discuss later. Okay, what is the basic structure of HTML document? Doc type HTML or the doc type HTML public, W3C DTD HTML 4.01 transitional EN, and link to the transition DTD file. Okay, declares the document type and version of HTML and ensures browser interpret the document correctly. It tells us whether the document is HTML document or not. HTML tag is the root element enclosing the entire HTML document. Tag contains the information about page like its title and settings. Meta tag sets info like how it looks on various devices. You can see that web pages looks different on your mobile and different on your desktop, right? That's due to meta tag information. Title tag sets the title shown on the browser tab. Body main contents of the web page visible to users. Okay, example: h1 tag creates a large header, p tag creates a paragraph tag, etc. Sample HTML5 document. Here you can see the sample HTML5 document. Doc type HTML is the shebang line used to tell the browser it's the HTML document. HTML tag is the basic root HTML tag. Head tag contains the title, my HTML page. As you can see here, the title shown in the uh, tab bar my HTML page. It is set by the title tag. H1 is the largest heading tag. There are six tags H1 to H6, which decreases as the number of associated with H increases. Okay. This is paragraph tag used to write paragraphs. You need to add BR for line break or anything to, as you can see here, the structure line is broken, but on the browser it shows as a single line. Unless you add BR tag to break the line, no formatting is done on the browser side, even if you change or arrange the page correctly in the code. This is an HTML comment tag. Okay, now let us move on to the next part. Various header tags. Here, this is the this you can see various header tags here. H1 to H6. So the sizes are displayed here accordingly. Okay. Now, some other important tags. To link pages across the web, we use anchor tag. Okay, an attribute called href is used where we give the link to the sample next site we want to link with the tag. Okay, image to add images to the HTML document, we use img tag. Src attribute is used to get the destination of the image, and alternate description is added with alt tab, which in some case, if your browser is not able to display the image, we can display the alternate description. In order to make list, we use we have two types of lists in HTML. One is ordered list, for which we use OL, and second is unordered list, for which we use UL. For both the tags, to list item, we use li tag. Okay, you can see the structure here. Inside OL tag, li tags are used to enlist the list items. So similarly for UL. Okay, now for anchor tag implementation. As you can see in anchor tag, h reference google.com, Google site. Here we wrote Google site, so the display on the browser will be Google site. Once you click on the Google site, uh, uh, resend you transition you to the page as http google www.google.com. Okay, now to implementation of OL and UL and image tag. Okay, here you can see I have added a source to the image tag HTTP URL with a fixed style inline CSS with 500 pixel height 500 pixel. So an image is shown here, right? For the list tag and ordered list, here an ordered list is being shown item 1, item 2. For unordered list, below is the unordered list shown, UL tag. Okay. Some other important HTML tags. Table tag is used to display table data in rows and columns. Example, for table tag syntax, we use table tag inside which table row is a tr. It is used to create a table row. For header, we use th element for each header. As number of th increase, number of columns increase. For table row, inside the data, we use td tag, like all of which is encapsulated within the table row. Okay, for horizontal line, to divide the page into separate sections, we use hr tag. For breaking a line, like for end of line, for backslash n, and we use backslash n coding to break the line to change to next line. Similarly is for br tag here in HTML. Remember, HTML is not a programming language; it is a markup language. Okay. Table tag implementation. Here you can see table tag implementation, header 1, header 2, table data 1, data 2. The table is shown here, header 1, header 2, data 1, data 2. Horizontal line, the page is broken into two sections with the HR tag, like I said earlier. Line break, here you can see in paragraph, I have used BR tag to separate the line from A plus to CMA off. Here you can see BR tag is being used. Now, what are is HTML5? HTML5 is the current or latest version of HTML. The following implementations, which I showed you earlier, were of HTML5. Okay, HTML5 is trendy and used to format and supply content on World Wide Web. HTML5 contains a plethora of latest capabilities that beautify and the capability of web pages and apps, making them greater, dynamic, and efficient, and user pleasant. All right. Now let us move to the next section. Features of HTML5. There are various new features introduced in HTML5 compared to the previous versions. Like HTML5 provides improved syntax. HTML5 introduced new semantic elements that offer high structure and meaning to the internet content material. These elements make the HTML code extra readable and accessible. Well, each for builders, search engines like Google define a header for a record or segment. Some text like NAV to represent a set of content piece of material, header, article, section, footer. These types of text syntax were improved. Enhanced media, multimedia support, audio and video text for media playback were added in HTML5. There was no need for external plugins like Flash. You know, right? Earlier, before HTML5, we used Flash, Adobe Flash to play games. Now it's no longer needed. Why? Because HTML5 added multimedia support, Canvas and SVG graphics to run the games by itself. Support the games by itself. Canvas and SVG for graphics. Canvas allows drawing graphics and animations using JavaScript. SVG, scalable vector graphics, supports high quality images without losing quality. Some other features are geolocation API allow web pages to detect user location, offline and storage features, local storage and session storage, store data in the browser, IndexedDB database like web application cache, allow offline access to web pages. As you know earlier, the database connectivity like MySQL database and other were not added before the HTML5. These capabilities are allowed in HTML5. The JavaScript, the dynamic content you see nowadays, the animations, the sliders, all of these are why because of the JavaScript, and this JavaScript was added in HTML5. Okay. Responsive web design support, improved forms and input types, new input types, email, date, number, range. All these all these tags were added in HTML5. Web workers enables background processing to run JavaScript tasks in parallel without blocking the UI. Okay. Now, what are the advantages of HTML? Advantages. Some of the advantages are easy to use, loose syntax, although being too flexible will not comply with the standard. Supported on almost every browser, if not all browsers. Widely used, very similar to XML syntax, which is increasingly used for data storage. Free, don't need to buy any software. It can even run on your notepad. Easy to learn and code even for novice programmers. Okay, it is the first language taught in school in any programming language. Disadvantage, it can't produce dynamic output alone since it is a static language. Like I said earlier, it needs JavaScript to run or produce the dynamic output. Sometimes the stretching of HTML document is hard to grasp. You are right. If you encase everything in div, and see how, just imagine how hard it would be for someone to see and read your code. Like would be matching what div content is for what div section. You have to keep up depreciated text. You can't use older text now that they are depreciated. Okay, because HTML is being constantly updated, so you need to keep up with the trend. Security features offered by HTML are limited. We all know HTML is not that much secure. Now, here is the comparison table of HTML and HTML5. HTML works on all old browsers. HTML5 supported by new browser like Firefox, Mozilla, Chrome, Safari. Doc type declaration is too long and complicated. Doc type declaration is quite simple and easy. It uses cookies to store temporary data. It uses SQL database and Apache cache to store offline data. Does not allow JavaScript to run in browser. Newer version allow JavaScript to run in the background. This is possible due to JS Web Worker API in HTML5. Being an older version, not as fast, flexible, and efficient compared to HTML5, it is fast, flexible, and efficient. Okay. Here is a sample implementation of HTML document. Here you can see in body tag, I have used video ID, video background, autoplay, muted, and loop. I have added a background of video in a loop inside as a background. Video is MP4. Here source SRC type video MP4. Or if the video is not supported, it would show your video browser does not support HTML5 video. Okay. Here I have used video tag. Inside header, I have used h1 tag to as a header. Inside to create a navigation menu, I use the navigation tag, nav tag. Inside, I have created an unordered list where list elements and various references to the same page. For the same page reference, I use hash element ID and element name. Okay, to navigate among the similar single page. Okay, main here inside the main section of the body id I have section id popular games. h2 tag is used for popular pc games. An article tag is used to write an article inside, in which h3 paragraph tag uh, figure tag is used. Inside the figure I have used img tag. Okay, IMG tag SRC attribute to source of the image and alternate description the which thing height is defined. Figure caption to show the caption below the image the which thing enter. Okay, this is the gallery section in which we have used video controls. Inside I have added a video, so you can see video controls. I have added a thumbnail image, so poster attribute is used to add a thumbnail. Okay, this is a section tag. Section tag defines a section of your web page. It separates into your web page into different sections accordingly. So we use section tag. Here another section sound tag is used to add audio. We use audio tag. Audio controls. Controls attribute is used to add controls to the video audio file. I mean, here's the source defined for the audio. It's similar to the video tag. For the game side ID list, h2 tag ul, here unordered list is shown. Another section in game side game list ID. Here you can see h2 top rated PC games ul Minecraft. Here unordered list is being used. Section ID game table. Here table implementation is used. Like you can see three table header game generate release here. Table row inside I have added table data, the Witch 3 RPG in 2015. It would appear as the inside below game the Witch 3 generated to RPG release year to 2015. Similarly, okay. Now for about a section we have used paragraph tag. For a form tag, we have also used form tag for contact us section, like a label for name is being shown. Input type text id name required. Okay, so I have added required because if it is empty it will show please fill this field. Okay, this field can't be empty, like that. Similarly, for message, we have fixed rows is equal to 4 required text area. The text area is to write the message in the input area. Button a submit type submit, so it will show the button is for submitting. Okay, this is a footer section in which a single paragraph was added. So you can see a little bit images. This is what the output looks like. Well, this is the H1 tag. This is navigation menu. This is the article section inside which we have added images. Here's and footer figure caption. This is about a section. This is the unordered list which we talked about earlier. This is the form we were talking about. This is the table, and this is the audio and video tag. You can see the implementation running here. This, as you can see, there's a video in the background. This is the navigation menu, like popular games, about, gallery, contact. Okay. This is the image tag. You can also see in the inspect menu here the image tag is being used. This is figure caption. The header we talked about earlier is being used here. This is a video thumbnail which we talked about earlier, right? Here you can see the video is being running.
I'm sure.
Okay. This is the audio tag. You can see audio tag is also running. This is the unordered list which we talked about earlier. To create this CSS, I have added this. You can see the styling here. Unordered list. Wait a second. Game list. Okay. Uh, Here you can see the unordered list. This is the CSS for the unordered list section. Margin block 1 em, margin block, and Unicode isolate. Okay. This is the table section, and like I said earlier, this is table header. These are table data section. Okay. This is the form tag. Here is the text area. These name tags are labels. Okay, this is submit button. Here, I like I said earlier, if the field is empty, it will show please fill out this field. This is due to the required attribute which we talked about earlier. Okay, and this is footer. That's all for the implementation. Uh, you can see the source code here in the background. Okay, as you can see, meta character links. I have linked an external style sheet. CSS style sheet. This is the video background. So okay, this is the header tag. This is the article section. These articles you can see here. Uh, this is the game trailer H2 tag video thumbnail PNG. This is the video tag. This is the sound tag. This is the game list. This is game table. This is contact us page, and this is footer. That's all. Thank you.